Big skies, big farms, big country. Nebraska, heartland of the USA. But is big the best way to feed the world? Now, meet Ron Meyer. He's the kind of guy you might expect to support big agribusiness or big capitalism. But Ron is an angry man.
Big ag is squeezing the smaller farmers out all the time. They have been for my whole lifetime, and it's just kind of accelerated more in the last 20 years.
Ron believes small farmers like him can feed America and feed the world.
If there's a profitability in whatever you're raising, you can feed the world with smaller farmers.
But is Ron right? He's part of a global debate. So now say hello to Big Ag, the annual get-together of the Nebraska beef industry, the Cuming County Banquet.
That's a knife, I'll tell you.
That's a good knife.
Things have changed. You just can't do things like you used to do it. I can give you numerous examples. I used to have a neighbor that had a quarter section of land, and that's what he and his wife lived on, made all their living on. Now, you just can't do it that way. The prices, the cost of things, the equipment, the machinery, it's just not feasible.
The Weeborgs are now among the biggest cattle ranchers in Nebraska, with over 2,500 acres and 17,000 cattle.
My great-grandparents and my grandparents, when they were young, came over here as immigrants, and then they came to Nebraska and homesteaded in an area just a couple miles away from the feedlot here. And our family has been in this area ever since.
Using big ag economies of scale, the Weeborgs are now able to invest in state-of-the-art technology.
Each truck has the ingredients and the pounds for several pens of cattle that are loaded on it, and the feed truck driver weighs out specific pounds to each pen, and that is wirelessly transmitted to our office, where it goes into our cattle program and billing system.
Small versus big, it is a global debate, and Kent reckons he knows whose side history is on.
I think the trend is for more farms and the farms to be larger.
Large-scale farms are more competitive. They are able to sell food at lower prices on markets because they do achieve economies of scale, which are difficult to achieve when you're a small farm. But small farms deliver a number of services for which they should be rewarded. They are better at managing the ecosystems. They are usually more efficient in using the natural resources. And there are many studies showing that the smaller the farm, the more productive it is per hectare. They need to be better organized in order to achieve some of the benefits of the large-scale enterprises, but small-scale farming is quite essential in a world of scarce resources.
It's in Washington, D.C., where the big versus small ag battles fought politically. John Hanson organizes small-scale farmers in Nebraska and represents them to Congress.
My goal is to try to help create a level playing field for family farmers and ranchers. We're not asking for special treatment, we're just asking for fair treatment. Oh, we gotta go to the north door.
But Big Ag fears regulations that help small farmers can interfere with the free market that's helped the U.S. become the world's biggest cattle and grain exporter.
You know, I believe in capitalism. You cannot manipulate the markets. That's what true capitalism is. The thing we've got to watch out is overregulation by our government that would stifle our productivity.
If small farms do offer an alternative, some experts say they'll have to develop new techniques and values of their own. It's what small farmers in the agroecology movement are trying to do.
Agroecology is an attempt to use ecological methods to produce food products.
Nebraska farmer Kevin Fulton didn't always cuddle chickens. He's a former heavyweight wrestler, now a medium-sized farmer. He and Ron are coming to grips with agroecology. Like Vietnam vet Ron, Kevin's hardly a hippie, but he is proving a successful alternative farmer.
You know, people think of big industrial agriculture as intensive agriculture, but what we're doing here is way more intensive. We can produce just as much livestock, run them on pasture systems as we can in these huge confinement systems. It's going to take more land, it's going to take a different mindset, of course, but we produce an incredible amount of food right here on my farm, and we don't put animals in cages or crates. And I have interns in here that are on the internet every night looking at different things and trying to figure out problems. It's a problem-solving type environment, and that's very stimulating, really.
You know, if we had put as much money into research for eco-agriculture as we have into big ag commodity agriculture, sure, well, we'd be in a whole nother ballgame right now. A whole nother ballgame.
With some support from the government and imaginative new ways of farming, maybe small ag won't be overwhelmed by big ag after all.